Hey everybody, it's Rich White here from the Midnight Movie, and we're at the Monster Bash 2012, and we're very excited today. You don't know how excited I am to be here with the legendary Richard Kiel. Sir, I'm doing good, sir. Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Because it's very important to keep him happy. Believe me, I don't want to get him mad. Well, thanks a lot for talking with us. Now, our show, we show your movie Iga, so that's what our fans are most. Iga. Can you give us any memories of Iga?
Yeah, well, they were great. I think the best thing I learned from Arch Hall Sr., how to go out and promote movies that you're in, and he had a lot of chutzpah, and I learned that TV stations and radio stations and newspapers all needed, stories. And if you were to go in and, just show up, they'll do a story on you. And it really helped me later on doing the Bond films. I think I ended up doing 2 of them because I did so well promoting them for them. And it was also good practice. Iga, I didn't say anything that was intelligible. In the first Bond film, I didn't say anything. And I only have one line in the second one, but most people didn't notice because of all of the pantomime acting that I kind of cut my teeth on doing Iga.
Right. Well, now, I got to imagine that you're talking about publicity. I can't imagine you going anywhere and not getting some notice and some notoriety. I mean, when you walk in, you're definitely going to take notice. How do you feel about that? I mean, through your whole career, I mean, what a career. How do you feel about it? Wherever you go, I know how stars are, they get bothered, but you got to constantly be like, I mean, you're so recognizable, you can't hide.
Yeah, I can't just wear a hat or sunglasses and hide. But, it's actually paid off for me, and I've utilized it, and, I don't mind the press. You give them your picture, and they're happy. Give them a story, they're happy.
Right. Now, you were in so many shows, I can't even start to name them. But a lot of times, I know when I was a kid, I would confuse you with Ted Cassidy. And I can imagine that's probably been back and forth. Did you know Ted Cassidy? Were you friends with him?
Yeah, I wasn't friends because he didn't like me. For several years, I had to put up with being people thought I was lurch. And, but I handled it. And then years later, when I did the Bond films, people would come up to him, pat him on the back and say, "Hey, George." He couldn't stand it, and he hated me.
Now, like I said, you had a long TV career as well as a film career. Which do you prefer, doing films? Did you prefer doing TV? And what was your favorite TV show that you ever did?
Well, actually, TV is a little harder. The hardest is daytime soaps and those children's shows that they shoot like 5 of them in a week, and movies are a little more relaxed, a little slower paced, take more time to do it. So movies are much easier.
Okay. Now, I don't want to insult you, but we show some cheesy movies. What was your best low-budget movie that you worked on? When you say, like the cheapest budget you worked on, but you had a good time.
Well, actually, I've got 3 science fiction mystery theater films. The Human Duplicators, The Phantom Planet, and Iga. I would say that Iga was a lot of fun to work on. Arch Hall Jr. is here with us today, and it has a cult following. Actually did very well, did good business at the drive-ins, and like I said, it was a great learning experience for me.
That's excellent. That's excellent. Now, weren't you in a Monkeys episode?
Yeah, I was. I played a teenage monster that the monkeys turned into first a hippie, then a very gay interior decorator, and then a rock and roll singer. And I really quite enjoyed playing all those roles, especially the rock and roll singer.
All right, and now my brain's starting to slip because I am getting old. I wanted to ask you about something. What was it? Well, how were the Monkees? I guess I'm a big Monkees fan, and everybody knows it. So how was it? Was it during like when they just got started, or were they already like rocking it out?
Well, you know what? I knew Davy Jones from before the Monkees. I met him. I was promoting the Human Duplicators movie in Chicago, and he was doing Oliver, playing the Artful Dodger. You know, he actually was nominated for a Tony Award on Broadway for that role. So, you know, actually, my wife, who's 5'1", had a crush on Davy Jones. How she ended up with me, I have no idea. But
They look kind of like him, like Davy.
But we went out to see them in concert at in San Bernardino, California, and Flash Cadillac and the Continental Kids were there. Sam the Sham, Little Red Riding Hood fame, and at intermission we went backstage, and of course I had done the show, and I knew Davey, and so I got him aside and said, "Hey, my wife had a crush on you in high school. Would you dedicate a song to her?" And so he dedicated "Daydream Believer" when we came back after intermission, and of course it was just really something for my wife.
Well, see, that's why she fell in love with you, because you're a gentle giant, I guess I would say. But now, speaking of gentle giants, now change up a little bit. Was it true that you were originally supposed to be the Incredible Hulk on TV?
Yeah, I was hired to do 2 movies of the week by Ken Johnson. I had worked for him in a TV show, one with Robert Wagner, and after a few nights of shooting, I only see out of my left eye. I don't see out of my right eye. So the contact lenses really bothered me. My good eye didn't want anything stuck in it, you know, only with one eye. And so they would have to put those full contacts that went all the way around your eyeballs. And they had to use a lot of liquid to float them in. And at the end of the night, they handed me a jar of Abilene makeup remover, and you know, you couldn't get it all off of the back of your back and your legs, and so I had a Caprice Classic convertible with a white interior, which was green by the time I got home, and around every headlight, every stoplight, every taillight, every street light was a multi-circle of rainbows from the fluid from putting the contacts in.
Wow.
And I could barely drive. And so I said to my wife, after she cleaned out the green bathtub and the green sheets, she put them in the wash machine. I said, you know, I know everybody wants this to be a success because it'll be a series, but I know with my eye, whether I'm going to be able to do this or not. And so I was on hold for a couple of days, and Ken Johnson called me and said, "Richard, in the Marvel Comics, people really more want a bodybuilder for the part, and I hired you because you're a good actor. How would you feel if we paid you for the 2 movies of the week and you didn't have to do them, and we replaced you?" And I said, "That'd be great." It was a blessing for me, and it was for Lou Ferrigno. He did a great job.
Well, I think you would have made a great Hulk, but I mean, I thought you were great in everything I ever saw you in. What are you going to do now? What are you doing now?
We got to go. Okay, well, I just did the voice of Vladimir in Tangled for Disney. Their 50th. They went all out. It's a great film. And I'm working on a project right now called Overlord.
So we will get to see more of you, and we're excited about it. Thanks so much for having some time with us. We got to get out of here, but more from the Monster Bash coming up. Right back to you.